if you look at the post-poll survey done by Access My India for the India Today group, you have about 12% of the overall voters saying they voted for the BJP even in Himachal Pradesh because of Prime Minister Modi. So 1 in 5 of those who voted for the BJP, whether it is in Himachal or Gujarat, in Gujarat, undisputedly there's a greater emotional connect. But even in Himachal Pradesh, the Prime Minister's ability to fetch votes for the BJP on the back of his image, his persona, is incredibly high. Let's go across to Kamaljeet Sandhu. She's in Shimla this morning, tracking all that's happening in the hill state. Remember, in the urban pockets of Shimla, the Congress this time expected to do well. And we had Rajiv Shukla, Bhupinder Singh Hooda, Bhupesh Baghel, all of them trying to keep prospective Congress MLAs in check. Kamaljeet, is it true that they're planning to take some of these MLAs to Jaipur, or is that something that the Congress is just thinking about or speaking about to ensure that none of those MLAs, in case of a hung house, run away and join the BJP?
Well, Congress has often been blamed for being outsmarted and being slow. So this time around, they're not taking a chance. Now, we all know this is a neck-to-neck fight. This is going to be a nail-biting finish in Himachal Pradesh. And before that, Congress wants to keep its flock together. We all know there's this big Modi factor, but there's also another factor, which is the rebel candidates. Now, we know that right from the beginning, there have been at least 21 BJP rebels and at least 7 of them from Congress. And in the eventuality that this could actually be something of a nail-biter, there is a huge possibility that if this is going to be hung in any possible way, that is when these independents or the rebels could play a massive play. And this is where it's also important that their own MLAs or own candidates are kept together, because BJP has more often been blamed by the opposition party, particularly the Congress party, for poaching. And this is what they're saying, the Operation Lotus could unfold even before Congress could spell it out. So that is why Bhupesh Baghel is there, Bhupinder Hooda, all been tasked to ensure that they keep their flock together. And that is why the viability and the option of keeping the neighboring Rajasthan to ensure that these MLAs can be taken away there, possibility also being taken away to Chhattisgarh. But this is almost as if it's counting chicks before they hatch. So they'll really have to wait once the trends really try to are unfolding. That's when Congress will really pick up pace. But meanwhile, they're keeping their options really open.
You know, the interesting thing, Kamalji, you're looking in lovely Shimla. I can see a little bit of snowflakes around you, so you're very lucky to be in Shimla in December. But, you know, that's the thing about Himachal. The Congress needs 35. Anything below 35, the BJP advance.
I don't think so. I think the Congress needs 40.
Chalo.
If they win 40, then 40. You can. If they're anywhere close to the BJP, then anything can happen.
You know, but I think Pradeep Gupta made this point yesterday, which is partly true. In all the states where the Congress has, you know, claimed foul play by the BJP, immediately after an election, it's been a hung assembly. Once you get a majority, you see, suppose I am 35. I can go that very morning and claim to the governor that I've got a majority, please invite me. In Goa, what happened? They didn't have the majority. They delayed because they hoped to get some independence. BJP moved in. If it's a hung assembly, BJP will move in tomorrow itself. Once it's 35, I would expect the Congress has learned from past mistakes and go to the governor, sit in Raj Bhavan till we are
stand outside the governor's house.
Yeah,
early in the morning, in the rain, in the snow, stand outside the governor's house. The moment it says you've crossed 34, jump in and say, here's our attempt to form the government. They're hoping to do that, but they still need 34 MLAs to actually have a chance.
Not even 34, they need 35. You see, 35 is your majority mark.
But remember, there are, according to the post-poll analysis done by the India Today group, there are 5 seats where the independents have a chance of winning. So either a rebel candidate or an independent. And remember, there are at least 12 BJP rebels. And Himachal Pradesh, because it's a hill state with sparse population, has fewer voters per constituency than, say, an urban pocket like Delhi or Gujarat. And therefore, even in small margins, that election can turn.
That's right. And the one time where we've had, in recent times, where we've had a lot of post-poll drama in Himachal was 1998. Sukhram, you know, whose story I once covered because there was cash found under his pillow. in the telecom scam. Now, he was the forerunner, by the way,
His son is
of the
running from
telecom
Mandi.
revolution.
I was there at his
If
house
you
when the raid happened.
if you went to a the maximum number of PCOs was set up in Mandi when Sukhram was the Union Minister of Telecom.
His
And
son
he was
fights on a BJP ticket this time.
Anil Sharma. Anil Sharma, and Anil Sharma was there outside the office, outside the residence when we went with the cameras, and he said, "Yaar, ye kyun aa rahe ho aap log? Ye sab chhod do. Kya karna hai?" You see, this was early days of TV, and we were all trying to run around houses. Rahul Srivastava will remember. In those days, it was new for the politician also to see a TV camera in their house. And Sukramji was, dressed, I think, in his pajamas. He was looking, pretty dazed. He was a very powerful leader. Pandit Sukram was a very powerful leader in Mandi and in the Narasimha Rao government. From there, that was the one occasion he had to resign after this cash was found under his pillow. 3 years later, election is held in Himachal, and his 3 Himachal Vikas Congress MLAs held the key to who will form the government. And because Mr. Vajpayee was the Prime Minister, he chose to go with the BJP at the time. So, Pandit Sukram is one example. There will be lots of Sukrams out there today in Himachal.
The interesting thing is that it's a Goa man who is the governor of Himachal. Mr. Rajendra Arlikar is there.
That's right. And he knows a thing or two about defections.
And he's being the Speaker of the Assembly in Goa.
देखो गोवा में हम लोग कुछ सीखते हैं उसमें से कैसे डिफेक्टर्स
But today, tell me, are you going to be a man from Goa or a man from Gujarat? Which is your
Today, I'm definitely from Gujarat. It is my Janma Bhoomi. It is Mr. Modi's Janma Bhoomi, Amit Shah's Janma Bhoomi, and Rajdeep Sardesai's Janma Bhoomi. You can't get away from that. I am very much a Gujarati today. આજે ખુશ્બુ ગુજરાતની છે તમે જોતા રહો અમારો પ્રોગ્રામ અમે ગુજરાતીમાં પણ વાત કરશું.
So is your Gujarati Baba Gujarati or Thit Gujarati?
It's terrible.
Terrible Gujarati.
I'll tell you what happened. We had a cricket team in Mumbai, where 5 of us 11 players had the surname Shah or Patel. So we spoke decent Gujarati. If you come from South Mumbai as I do, you speak decent Gujarati. So that's where I learnt it. Plus, I would spend every holiday with my grandparents. My grandfather was the longest serving IG of Police of Gujarat. And one small story on it. Narendra Modi or Narendra Bhai was arrested first time in Nav Nirman movement in 74.
By your grandfather?
My grandfather was the IG of police, and he rang up Chiman Bhai Patel, who lost his government over Nav Nirman, saying, "You can't arrest students. Please arrest those who are, we cannot." The government was pushing them to arrest all students.
So your grandfather got Narendra Bhai freed?
Mr. Modi, in his weaker moments, will tell you, Panch Sahib got me freed.